speaking of president, you have a relationship, or I know you've met the former president, Barack Obama. Do we got any Barack Obama stories, man?
Oh, man. I admire and love President Obama with a fire and a passion that I can't explain. Because he's one of those people that is just genuine and just incredible. And it's just real, like just so real. And like, you may not agree with him on everything that he does, and you may not like him for everything that he does, but he's very convicted, very educated and researched, and he takes this stuff personally. I'll tell you. I met President Obama the first time, I want to say like 2013, 2014. And I get the opportunity to shake his hand, and you know, I'm standing, waiting for him to come, and one of his staffers whispers to him, he goes, "Mr. President, this young kid kind of looks like you." And Mr. President walks in, and he goes, "You know, you actually do kind of look like me, you know." And he hugs me and he daps me up, and I'm looking him in the eye, and I had to check my pants afterwards. Like, it was just like one of those moments, man. I'm like 18, 19 years old. I had the opportunity to connect with the president. I've had the opportunity to meet and connect with the president several times over the last decade, right? But I would say the one that is most meaningful, it's a few weeks out from the election, just last year. A few weeks out from the election, President Obama's in Arizona, and he's campaigning for myself and some other folks, and you know, he's out there trying to lift the floor. And I'm backstage, and you know, when you do these big events, it's just like a concert, right? Like, people, you know, they go in, they go out, they go in and go out. But I get some time with them, and you know, all the people that staffing him, they're my homies from like back in the day, and so we're all laughing, joking. And he goes, you know, Jevin, right? I'm like, "Mr. President, just thank you for everything. Like, you know, I love you to pieces." And he looks at me and he says, "You gonna bring this one home?" He's like, "I've been following this race closely, and I need you to bring this one home. We need you in elected office." And I looked at him, and like tears started to ball, right? Because it was like one of those moments, like the person that I look up to the most politically, next to my mom, is like telling me, you know, he told me he was proud of me. Like, "I'm proud of what you've done, right? Like, I need you to bring this one home. Like, the country's dependent on you. We're dependent on you." And I just look at him, and like a frog in my throat, and I'm like, "Yes, sir, I'm gonna do everything that I can." And it was like, I don't seek validation. I don't do things for validation. But it was like, at that moment, that was one of those validating moments that was just like unlike anything I've ever experienced, right? President Barack Obama looking me in the eye, telling me that he's been following the race, telling me that he's excited, telling me that the country is counting on me, my district. Like I said, it was the sixth closest seat in the country. My seat would have been one of the seats that decides which party is in leadership in the House of Representatives. And then he closes out by saying that he was proud of me. And like, in those moments, the official thing to do, shake your hand, take a picture, smile, right? But I grab him and I hug him, and he hugs me back, and like, he embraces me. And then we take the picture and everything else. And if you look at the picture, you almost can see the tears in my eyes. And like, I'm like smiling, trying to smile. And the joke has been like, it looks like President Obama's more excited to see you than you excited to see him. And I'm just like, I've been trying to tell people the story, and I'm like, yo, I was about to cry. Like, I'm trying to hold back my tears because it was just like one of those moments, right? Oh, man.
That's special.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow. How does that feel now? Like, actually, the first time you knew that Mr. Obama co-signed you, how'd that make you feel? 'Cause that's got to be crazy.
I'm going to tell a different story, if that's okay with you.
Please.
Yeah, so I'm running for county office, and there's a little-known transportation secretary now, Pete Buttigieg, who was the mayor of South Bend. He ran for president, too, and folks love Mayor Pete at the time, and now Secretary Pete. And Secretary Pete dropped out of the race, and he decided to do everything that he could to support our current president, President Biden. And what he did is he said, "I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to get engaged, and I'm going to pick 20 people around the country that I'm going to get behind and support." And I was one of those 20 people in his first endorsement class. Wow. And I remember getting a phone call from Secretary Pete, at the time Mayor Pete. And he just, pretty similar story, but it was before I ran for all the other stuff, right? And he was just like, "I've been following this race. Somebody put this race on my radar, and you are doing a kick-ass job. And I'm just so proud of you. and I want you to do everything that you can to win, and I'm going to put my resources and my support behind you, and we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. I'm like, this is a former presidential candidate, now Secretary of Transportation, who's one of my really good friends. We text all the time. I talk to him all the time. One of my really good friends. And it was just like one of those moments, right, where it's like, this is real. Like, this guy literally just got off of Fox News or whatever, and like I'm on the phone with him an hour later, and like he did events for me that like Zoom events, right? Like made phone calls, did all the stuff that he possibly could to be helpful, and it was like one of those moments where it's like, this is real. And now what's crazy is there are folks running for Congress, running for city council that come to me, running for a school board, that come to me and they're like, your endorsement is so important, and I'm like, mine? Why? And I often have to sit back and reflect on the impact, right? Like the impact that we have made. It's never me. I never say me, even if I'm grammatically incorrect, right? PC. Grammatically incorrect. It's always we, because I can never do anything by myself. It's my team, it's my collective, it's the folks that are with us, it's us, right? And so we've made such an impact that folks value what I have to say. And so I'm very strategic about that, right? I'm very guided about that. I don't make decisions like that, because if I get involved with somebody, I want to get involved with them to the fullest. I want to help them raise money. I want to help them, I want to help them build their brand. I want to connect them to the people I'm connected to. And the fact that other people who have that same philosophy, like Pete, like President Obama, whatever it may be, have done that for me, man, like I just can't, I can't put words to it. It's so hard to even put words to it.